Welcome to today's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. Here's what we've got in store for you. Today on Cronkite Sports Now, another look into the college football playoffs, a high school basketball powerhouse charging up NBA stars, and looking at the Special Olympics from Phoenix all the way to LA. These stories and more coming your way on Cronkite Sports Now. We've only got 3 more episodes of Cronkite Sports Now for you this semester. I'm Claudia Faust. Now curl up on your couch or at work with that last bowl of turkey soup or Thanksgiving leftovers, and I'll get you through today's Arizona sports news. The 7-5 Sun Devils will find out early next week which bowl game they're headed to. But we know it won't be the Peach Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl. Those are the sites for the college football playoff semifinals. We're joined again today by our reporter Scotty Gange and digital reporter Erica Block, who attended the college football playoff mock draft earlier this season.
So 3 of the top 4 college football playoff spots are pretty much set in stone, but it's time to look forward. We're going to be your fortune tellers here with Erica, our in-studio expert. 3 of the top 4, as I said, are set in stone. But there's one spot we're going to say Georgia loses to LSU, and with that, it could be Utah or Oklahoma finding themselves in. So let's start with the Utes. They got a game against Oregon. In terms of the college football playoff, what are they looking for Utah this weekend, and how can they get themselves in?
Right. Well, Utah really moves the ball so well, and their defense is one of their biggest strengths. So this coming Friday, they'll really want to crush Oregon and not just win by a little bit to secure that 4th spot.
Yeah, Utah is a fantastic team. They've got the resume for it, the top 3 defense in the country. Zach Moss is the best running back ever in the history of the school. But when you think about offense, you think about the Oklahoma Sooners, led by guys like Jalen Hurts. But their defense isn't so much. Playing against Baylor this weekend, what can they do to get themselves over Utah and into the college football playoff?
Oklahoma's defense is really going to have to prove themselves. It's been a kind of a weak spot for them, so I think to convince the committee that they're worthy of playoff contention, they're really going to have a strong defensive showing.
We are going to change things up here, and who they're playing is Baylor. Now, Baylor has a faraway chance, but they still have a chance. What can they do to jump 2 spots and get to the 4 seed?
It'll be interesting because it's kind of like a rematch from a game earlier this season where they blew a 28-3 lead. So while they did blow that big lead, they showed that they can be competitive.
Right, and it was against Oklahoma, the team that they're going to play again in the rematch. So really looking forward to that. But of course, it's important to know that if Georgia beats LSU, then all of this means nothing.
Yeah, if Georgia wins, everything we just said is moot.
Well, looking forward to a fun weekend of college football. Again, the official playoff rankings come out this Sunday at 10 a.m. Arizona time. Claudia, let's hear what's next.
After losing 2 games back-to-back, the Arizona Cardinals are looking to make a bit of a comeback against the Steelers at home on Sunday. And when it comes to players' improvement, they turn to film, their teammates, and their coaches. But who does a coach turn to when it comes to improving themselves?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my first year to call plays. Obviously, I've called plays for, I think, 10, 11 years now, and I've always self-evaluated, and then we use self-scout and go from there.
Kickoff against the Steelers is at 2:25 at State Farm Stadium on Sunday. The Arizona Coyotes snapped their 2-game losing streak after defeating the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-2. This was their first game of a 4-game road trip. So what makes the Coyotes so good on the road?
We don't really know. We're pretty good on the road. I think we simplify our game maybe a little bit, and maybe that's the reason, but
it's positive we won. It's a good road game coming out here, and we have a really good road record. We hung in there, but I don't think it was our best game.
The Yotes currently have a record of 9-3-3 on the road, and they hope to improve that record as they face the Philadelphia Flyers tomorrow at 5. Now, on the court, Hillcrest Prep has a history of turning young players into NBA-ready talent. Cronkite reporter Yodi Wolde-Gabriel caught up with some of the changes the basketball team has made for this season.
Hillcrest Prep has been a basketball powerhouse since it was founded in 2012. Located in Phoenix, they recruit top high school players from all around the country. Marvin Bagley and DeAndre Ayton both attended Hillcrest Prep during their high school careers. Ayton won a national championship at Hillcrest during his senior season before heading off to the University of Arizona.
Since earning a national championship during the 2016-17 season, Hillcrest Prep has added former NBA player Mike Bibby as head coach, and with new beginnings, new challenges await.
Mike Bibby, who played 14 years in the NBA, joined Hillcrest's coaching staff this year after his successful tenure at Shadow Mountain, leading the Matadors to 5 state championships.
he's a professional, and he was a professional, still is a professional, and he knows how to carry himself, and he's trying to teach us down to us, and he stays and gets ready for college, so it's real good having him as a coach because he's been there, done that.
The school's current roster is among the most talented in the nation, including class of 2020 North Carolina commit Puff Johnson and 4-star recruit Dalen Terry.
I feel like our talent outweighs a lot of people, so we're gonna see like a big test like when we play better teams, but right now we're getting our chemistry, and with him being a new addition and bringing everybody with us, it's just like put us all together and make us more of a team.
Hillcrest's elite coaching staff and players has helped put them on the map and become a popular attraction for rising young players. Former NBA champion Isaiah Ryder joined the staff and has made his mark as the team prepares to make a run for another national championship.
I wanted to be a part of the Hillcrest coaching staff due to the fact they have a lot of high caliber, big name players that come in and out of the program. They're a winning program. So to hire Mike Bibby as well as myself and his staff was a great addition.
With new recruits joining the program every year, getting familiar with one another's personalities and style of play has been one of the key focuses for this team. And 5-star Mike Foster describes it as a brotherhood with one focus.
We played 38 games, and a national championship is the goal. But we just got to keep learning each other. Got to get better because you can tell we got new people coming in, new coaching staff coming in. So we got to get on the same level.
With a lot of new pieces, chemistry will help determine how far they go this season. In Gilbert, Yodit Wildegabriel, Cronkite News.
Speaking of DeAndre Ayton and the Suns, after snapping a 3-game losing streak by just 5 points against the Hornets, the Suns continue their 4-game road trip tonight against the Orlando Magic. Winning this game would bring the Suns' record back up to 500. Tip-off is tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. Arizona time. Basketball is a sport that reaches all corners of the world together, and it's one of 20 sports that the Special Olympics participates in. Last month, Southern California celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Special Olympics by kicking off their fall games. Cronkite News multimedia journalist Scott Rowe from our LA bureau was in Fountain Valley, California to showcase the impact of the Special Olympics.
I've been with Special Olympics for 15 years. My son, who's 29, has been in there for the 15 years as well. He's completely reliant on Special Olympics. This is his main source of getting out in the world. And Special Olympics has really helped him learn to communicate and play well with others.
Being unified with other athletes other than the team athletes. And I think that just adds excitement and fun to the Special Olympics. Athletes who just play in their individual sports.
I find that a lot of these athletes, when they're with one classification of people, maybe more on the special side versus being with, the average, person, they'll actually become a little bit higher functioning when, you integrate.
It just makes me really proud of myself, working hard with my teammates, making new friends.
The way people come out to support the Special Olympics is motivating to the athletes. And that's, I think, half the reason the athletes play their sport is to be cheered on by the fans. And they're not always just their family members, it's the community that comes out and helps them.
It's really good for me to have a lot of support with my family and my friends.
Not only does it bring more enjoyment to them, but I think it also brings more enjoyment to your average person to learn more about, people who are disabled and to appreciate the things that you do have in life.
The Special Olympics has programs all over the country, including 6 divisions serving the state of Arizona, with more than 21,000 participants in the state. For more information on how you can volunteer to support these athletes in Arizona, head over to their website. That's a wrap on today's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. For Arizona sports stories from around the Valley, visit the Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for top Arizona news stories, head over to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. And be sure to tune in tonight at 5 p.m. on Arizona PBS for our nightly newscast. On behalf of the entire Cronkite Sports Now crew, thanks so much for joining us, and a special shout out and thank you to Mackenzie Pavicic, our awesome producer. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.